Hello and welcome to this Pixel Maven project tutorial. This time we're looking at a great card that is perfect for all sorts of sentiments. It features the Painted Flowers stamp and die set from Altenew, as well as the Sentiment Strip stamp set that is new from Altenew. And it comes with all sorts of different sentiments. So you could really just swap this out on any card and have like the perfect card to send to anyone for any occasion. So it's pretty simple to put together, and let's show you how. So we're going to start with a card base, and this is just Nina Solar White 110 pound. And I'm going to use my Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station, and I'm just going to throw all of my magnets to hold down that card base. And you just need to get a really nice blush background here. And I'm using Altenew's Cotton Candy and a distress blender here. And the reason I'm using the distress blender versus a brush, I guess I could use one of the makeup brushes that I have, but the distress blender gives me a nice swirly look, which is what I'm going for this particular card. And unlike distress inks, those tend to blend a little bit better. The Altenew colors take just a little bit more effort. And I think also it depends on what kind of cardstock you're using. And since this is the 110 pound Nina Solar White, the card is a little bit more grainy. So you can end up with little wisps, if you will. So it might take you a little bit longer to blend this out, but it's not a big deal. It's the only blending we have to do. And it's just kind of like a little floaty cloud of pink that our yellow flowers will get to sit on. That's pretty good. So once you've got your blending done, it's best to get the spatter in place so that way it has some time to dry. And we're using the Antique Gold Altenew metallic spray. And of course, if you know anything about these sprays, we hardly ever spray them. So we're just going to open this up and tap some spatter on here. And it can be as much or as little as you want. It can go as high or as low as you want. And that's pretty good for me. So now I can set this whole thing aside and let the spatter dry while we're finishing up the flowers and the sentiment and everything else. Okay, so the next step, let's just get the sentiment out of the way. So I have this 1/4 inch strip of guava from Lawn Fawn, and I have my sentiment already set up in my stamp positioner. Now let me show you how I do that. I'll take another stamp here. So I like to use the Sizzix sheets in my positioner, and I make sure that they're set up so that they match up with the grid on top. That works out really good. It takes a little bit of effort to do it that way, but in the end it works out well because now I can just put my sentiment right in that grid space, close the lid and grab it, and I know that I'm going to have it pretty much in place. I may need to do a little bit of adjusting, but then all I have to do is see, I can come down and say, okay, I know which grid space we're in, and I can just put my little strip in that grid space, and because this is sticky, of course it's going to stay temporarily in place. I don't have to use any magnets, and I can go ahead and do my inking up with my VersaFine Clair. Gosh, I love that ink. And see, look, it falls right in place. And this is what I call precision stamping. And see how I didn't quite get in the center there? I can close the lid again, see if there's any more ink there, and there we go. Perfect. So it falls right back in place. Perfection every time. And now I can just pull the strip up and be on with my merry way. So the sentiment strip, super simple and super done. So when we get to it, we will trim it down a little bit and pop it up on some foam adhesive, and that'll be good to go. So I'll set that aside. I do also have my piece of gold mirror from Altenew cut down into a 1/4 inch strip for this space here. You can use gold um, washi tape if you want. I did on this sample, or you can use the gold mirror card. Either way will work. Okay, so next we're going to do these flowers. And this is another trick that I have set up in my larger stamp positioner. Now you could do this in the small one. I just happened to need 2 of them because I was doing the demonstration for you. I would normally set this up in my small one. I don't use the large one very often. But I have the same thing set up in here. I have my Sizzix sticky strips. These are the larger ones that are kind of meant for the big shot, but they work great because they come all the way down. I just have 2 strips so that way the paper will stick along the way. And what I've done is the painted flowers, because it's a builder die and stamp set, it has like your little how everything is put together and how things line up and everything. So I did that, and I created, where did it go? I created a little template for myself that would go in here, and I could set up my stamps on these, and I'm like hitting my lighting, all sorts of things, and get it in place. See how that would work. I noticed today when I was setting up for the video that it wasn't all quite in line, so it's a close approximation. I probably would redo it again. So basically what I did is once I had all these in place, I went ahead and stamped it onto the card, so that way I could put them all in place and have everything lined up perfectly every time. Now this works great if you're going to be doing a lot of stamping of these flowers, because now you have a little process that is set up. And let me show you. So the first layer we're going to do in just the VersaFine Clair. And I'm waiting for my re-inker to come in on this because I use it so much. Okay. And it doesn't even matter that I got a little black on that one because I'm going to clean it off in here anyway. It's never going to get on the flowers. Okay. So first layer is done and it's looking gorgeous. Okay, so you don't even really have to clean as you go, but you'll get it all over the base plate. So I am going to clean these guys up. This works great for classes. So this card I'm going to be teaching in a class locally, and I will have this all set up for my people to use. So it works out really well. So then what I did is I figured out exactly where the next one needed to go. And I made a mark on my Sizzix sheets of where exactly I needed to put my paper for it to work. So the next color is going to be the background, which is going to be in Citrus Burst. And this is super ungainly for the video because this stamp positioner is huge. But I think you're getting the gist of it, right? So I'll stamp that over, and you see how it's going to line up like perfectly? It's because I did all the effort ahead of time to make sure that everything's going to line up. So pretty good perfection level there. The nice thing about this particular stamp set, if you're new to the layering stamps, is that it's forgiving. This one, it's a little abstract, so they don't need to be perfect every time. All right, so I'm going to move this down to the next section, which we're going to do in Warm Sunshine, and that's the inside of the flowers, or the next dimensional layer, I should say. So still working on the flower. And again, it's lined up perfectly. We got that layer in, gorgeous. And I keep forgetting that I have to, don't have to, but I want to clean them off. So I keep putting my towel away. All right, so next we're moving down to the first layer of the leaves, which is just for these 2 flowers. We're going to do that in Limeade. And the reason I chose Limeade and Lime is because they're just fun, bright colors. I've been using some other greens from Altenew for leaves, but with the yellow and the pink, I really thought that these stood out super well. Okay, so there's the first layer, and then I can move again down to the last layer, which takes me to the very bottom of my positioner here. But this is going to work out great for my live class, my local people. And I'm just going to, you can't even see it, I'm off on the edge here, stamping up the lime color, that's the darker shade of green, and pop those in place. Perfect. So now I have my flowers. And if I needed to make bunches and bunches and bunches of these, I could just keep going layer, layer, layer. And I could even have, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sheets going at the same time and just keep cycling them through until I had all the flowers that I needed if I was making a big project. All right. Okay, so believe it or not, that is all the stamping and inking and everything. The rest is really just assemblies. So let's get these guys cut with our matching dies. And I'm going to use a little bit of Post-it tape to keep them in place. Nothing worse than taking the effort to stamp something beautifully and then die cut it and have it shift. That's just the worst feeling ever and a big waste of time. So Post-it tape is a worthy investment. It doesn't stick to your projects and it keeps your dies in place. All right, this last one, I always have problems figuring out where it needs to go. I need to add like a mark or something to it so that I remember where it's supposed to end up. All right, so this is your typical sandwich. So your 2 platforms, your plate, your stuff, and your plate. And I put this one on top so I don't get any little nicks or scratches or anything in my finished die cuts, and I cut them up. All right, so my dies are complete. Let's pop these guys out. Those are good. So now we can go to assembly, which means we need our card base, which is perfectly dry. And now we can go with some assembly. Always using my Tombow glue. And of course, this strip is like way too long, but that's okay. We will trim it. And I'm coming up about a 1/2 inch from the bottom. Now be careful if you choose to use liquid glue with this, because if you get it on the mirror, it will get all goopy and not look good. And your mirror won't look so mirror-y anymore. Okay, now with these guys, I showed this in another video and people really liked it, so it's worth sharing again. I will use some Post-it tape after I get this kind of arranged the way I want. Now, of course, I'm going to kind of base it off of this one, but this is how I did it then. So building in some layers, like so, which is pretty good. And then I would take a piece of Post-it tape, probably a piece that I had already used, but I just grabbed it. And I'm going to pick them up like so. Now that I have them adhered together, we can go. That wasn't supposed to happen. Well, the other 2 are still together. Let's see. That goes all the way in the back. So let's try that again. Whoops, blooper. Okay, so let's try that again. I'm going to kind of hold it a little more firmly and just get a little dot of glue there. Okay, so now all 3 flowers are stuck together. Oh, yay. So let me grab some of my ginormous foam. I have this roll of foam. It's oodles and oodles and oodles of foam, and the great thing about it is that it's perfectly 1/4 inch. So I can trim this wherever I want. And yes, you can use a straight edge. You know what you could even do is if you didn't feel like going to your paper trimmer, you could just line it up perfectly here and trim off your edge if you wanted to do that. And then you could get an idea of where that's going to end up. And it's going to come all the way out to the edge. So trim that down. See, I'm a lazy crafter too sometimes. And then a strip of foam. I love this stuff because it's a little thinner than other made for craft foam stripping. And it's actually cheaper and it fits on here perfectly. And it's a nice dense foam, so it doesn't have a lot of give to it once you get your pieces in place. And of course I could add a little bit on the end there if I really wanted to. Okay, these should be dry now. But you can leave that on there as long as you want. And then just take some bits of foam and add them. You can kind of put it wherever you think you're going to need it. And it just rips, which is super nice. And then we're just going to finish assembly here. So I hope you enjoyed this card design. It's super fun. You could make oodles of them with all sorts of different sentiments, or even better, you could just make a whole bunch of these sentiment strips and have them on hand and add them when you need to. So that way you always have the perfect card for whatever occasion, which is actually a really smart way to do it. If you've got the foam already on there and you just need to peel off a strip of foam and add a little sentiment, then you don't have any excuse to not send a card, right? So pop this guy in place, and it can be as close or as far away as you want. Pop that in, and you've got a really cute card for any occasion. Thanks for joining me today at this Pixel Maven project tutorial. I hope to see you again at another one soon. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of this great stuff. And until I see you again, happy crafting.